In several videos, I'm showing you some of the best travel experiences here in the north of Vietnam. I'm in Hanoi and I'm taking you for this video to Tam Coc, Ninh Binh. I am doing this together with VietnamEscapeTours.com and I've got the feeling that this is gonna be one of my favorite ones. Let's go. I'm leaving from the old quarter and the driver is already waiting in front of my hotel.
It's 8 a.m. My driver drove us through some heavy traffic south. My guide briefed me about what the day roughly is going to look like. The journey took about 2.5 hours.
We are now at Hoa Lu. This is in Ninh Binh. And I told you I'm not doing this video alone. I'm actually having my guide again. Hello.
We are here in Ninh Binh. So the first destination we go to see today, that is Hoa Lu, ancient capital of Vietnam.
So this is the former capital of Vietnam. About 1,000 years ago, they moved this city into what is now Hanoi.
Hanoi, yes, the capital of Vietnam.
Right, and
yes.
What is left of this city?
There are 2 temples in here only. So we moved everything from here to Hanoi.
Hey, and it's quite touristic here?
Yeah,
so
to be honest, as you see here, it's very touristic in Hoa Lu today.
What I like to show is a realistic view of what it is like as a tourist right now, right here. And I'm gonna find out if it's actually worth visiting. I've heard good stories about Ninh Binh in general. I'm gonna check it out. I'm okay, thank you. Come on. Come on. She's correcting me. I'm saying, come on. How do I say it? Come on.
Yes.
Come on. Oh,
This way.
this way. Oh my God. Hey. The beautiful sounds of Vietnam, the horns, but look at the spectacular view.
This is just a little stop to get a better understanding how fragile and dramatic early dynastic politics were, about the stories that shaped Vietnam cultural identity. Many locals go here to honor the first king of Vietnam, King Binh, who first unified Vietnam and established its independence. It is very busy, yet a peaceful environment where people admire the historical legend. Let's crack on.
We're just driving past Hoang Ngo. This is one of the few towns where you can also stay overnight. There are a few homestays here, but we are taking you to Tam Coc. There are 3 or 4 towns which are quite interesting. The names of the towns are Hoa Lu, Hoang Ngo, Chang An and Tam Coc. And I took the most interesting one, I think, also a nice accommodation we're staying in tonight. But first, we're taking you for a little hike before we go for lunch.
My right hand side over there is a lotus garden farm. And after the lotus garden farm, we have a climbing up to the peak with 500 steps in total.
We are literally in a piece of paradise. This is heaven on earth. Now we're going to do something quite tough. 500 steps and we're going up that limestone peak right up there. They made something quite nice here. Looks fancy, guys. Looks fancy. Well done. Well done, Vietnam. We're gonna have a little stroll right here just to see how beautiful this little area is before we're gonna go up. We have a little pond here. Wow. And you'll see the stairs right there. People climbing. That will be also us in a minute.
It's 32 degrees Celsius, pretty humid, so 500 steps do feel like quite a few more than 500.
Just for people who want to do this and are maybe in their 60s and maybe even in their 70s.
Yes.
Is this still doable? Do you see people going up here in the...
See sometimes.
Yeah?
Sometimes I see them could try to come here.
Let's just put a disclaimer out there. You're gonna have to do this, but if you are healthy enough, like if you have some kind of, not even your age, it doesn't really matter your age. If you're 70 you feel fit, then you should just go over here and do it. I'm sure it's okay. You're probably more fit than I am, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But I think it's already worth it seeing this view.
This is only halfway, so we go
further.
250 more.
So pretty much halfway, and we get to a point where there's a T-junction right here. We can go left, go all the way up. There's a shorter route. It's going there. Still quite a climb ahead of you. But we're going because our guide is saying, gonna have to check this out for the best view. Let's go, let's crack on. So we're not there. It's actually quite funny. There's a Spanish-speaking guide, especially for the Spanish-speaking people. Vietnam is ready for any tourist right here in the north of Vietnam in Ninh Binh. It is only possible for me to make this video because I booked my tours via Vietnam Escape Tours. Can only recommend. You're working only for Vietnam Escape Tours, right?
Yes, I will work for the Vietnam Escape Tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many years already?
Since 2016 until now.
Over COVID also?
Over COVID.
So what did you do with COVID?
We stayed at home and took care of my family during 2 years with no tourists coming to Vietnam.
No.
No one's coming here, so that's why we stayed at home with my wife and took care of my family.
Yeah.
During 2 years.
Did you work in a different kind of?
Yes, I will work in the hotel, the local hotel in Hanoi.
Yeah?
Yes, it's
But for only local people, because
only local people, no tourists.
I was also working in a hotel when COVID happened.
What happened to you? I mean,
I could not work in a hotel anymore.
you know what? In Vietnam is we have for local people, we still go to the hotel.
In COVID time.
In COVID during COVID time, so that's why I work in a hotel, local hotel.
Lucky you could work a little bit then.
Yeah.
But now back in business again.
Yes. Back to work.
People chilling here. I do smell the smell of beers here as well. Oh, that's you. You just had a beer, yeah? Oh, okay. From last night. The last few meters. I'll be. Let's see. Get this one. Let's keep it clean. Keep it clean. In Ninh Binh. Then right at the top you get your reward, 500 steps, and you're at the Dragon of Hang Mua. Now you have to be a little bit careful. The last steps are quite slippery, but definitely worth going the last few steps. I'd like to take you for a little boat drive in the Tam Coc River before we're having lunch. Thank you, sir. Bye. It is quite busy here at the moment, but I think once we hit the water, it's going to be calm. This is us?
This is our first
Okay.
Okay, you must
Thank
stay
you.
in the front.
Let's go. Oh, the captain is a lady. Hello.
Lady. Hello, yeah.
We are on a sampan boat, also known as the Non Nan, that's the Vietnamese boat, and they're rowing not with their hands, no, they're actually using their feet and legs. The name of the lady who's rowing is Pho, like the soup. She's 76 years old and smiling and rowing away. At the start she was a little bit grumpy because her son has to work, but he didn't show up. So she's going in his place. 76, a lot of respect to her. Some people are just sitting there being miserable. Oh guys, this is just something else. And I'm not here like the crazy vlogger that is just telling everyone like, wow, this is so amazing. No, this is incredible. This is a magical place on earth. You know, you got Disneyland. This is like Disneyland but in real. Incredible. Tam Coc. To be sure, everyone has a job in this town. Everyone is able to work as a rower, and they're basically working with a queue system where they get a ticket. So at the moment she can work, let's say 1 time a day. If it's high season, sometimes 2 times a day. They're making about 200,000 dong for one trip. Sometimes they're doing 2 trips a day, but sometimes it's only 1 trip a week. This is when it's low season. But you can imagine that there's a lot of people and they're equally sharing the amount of trips. I also really like this boat trip because there are no engines whatsoever. So it is peaceful. You just hear the water.
You look at over there, we have a cemetery. It looks very like a temple, but it's just for the tomb, the gravestone for their dead people. So in Vietnam, when someone passes away, we bury them twice. The first time we bury them on the ground, in the rice field. But after a few years, like 6 to 10 years, it depends on the family you can choose. Some family can do it in 5 years, some family do 10 years. And after that, dig them out and wash the bone, clean the bone as clean as possible.
Like the skeleton?
Like the skeleton, yes.
No.
And after that, we will leave them in a new coffin and we build for them the beautiful family, beautiful tomb, beautiful gravestone like over there. With the bone, only the bone. They're underneath, right? We never know that they are undiscomposed or discomposed. But we try to dig them out.
So sometimes
we get a unlucky thing. Like, I mean, sometimes you see that what happened like undiscomposed. If we open the coffin, we see them like look like still alive. They still have the hair, the skin in there. You see that they are. You see have a nose. In Vietnam, we use the green papaya. We boil the green papaya, and we put it in the hole during 1 hour. It's just like acid. So after that, we use the knife to cut off the meat and clean the bone as clean as possible.
No.
The first son in the family must do it. And I'm the first son. My parents still alive, but I asked my parents, so what should I do? So we tell them, bury. So I need to do it in the future. Yes. But I mean, that's in Vietnam, you know, that we should not encourage local people bury them anymore. It's not good for environment. So that's why government in Vietnam encourage the local people cremate. So we give you $100 if you cremate.
we're entering the first cave. This will be the longest cave of them all, about 107 meters, and we're gonna have to stay really low because there are a lot of stalactites hanging quite low. This is the lady, she's selling this, the older lady?
I mean, all the lady here is selling this. The same thing like this. It's about their embroidery.
And how much would the one be?
So 2 is 300, but 1 is 200.
Is this going to her?
Cái này bạn là tiền đến vào thằng thứ ba đúng không?
Hả?
Tiền đến vào thằng thứ ba đúng không?
Cho trả thứ ba với thứ ba.
Yeah, direct to her.
Direct to her?
Yes.
Okay, we buy one.
You buy one?
Yeah.
For her? Okay. Mua một cái nhé.
The lady is selling these things, and I might as well buy something off her to remember this moment. I really like this one. Fun little fact, she actually made it herself. How cool is that? This lady, she's got a lot of experience. 76 years old, and she's still doing it. Gonna bring this home to the Netherlands, because actually this channel is based in Thailand. I'm showing you the beauty of Southeast Asia, and I have been living in Thailand, but now things are changing a little bit. I'm going back to Europe, live in Europe, and I will fly once in a while, fly back to Southeast Asia to create or keep creating videos, but I will do this on a lot slower pace than I have been doing. Most of you know this already, and some of you just tuning in. And yeah, I'll be, after Vietnam, I'll be in Thailand for a little while before I move back to the Netherlands, because my wife is pregnant. We're expecting a boy in February, and we decided to live in the Netherlands for a few years to be close to family and friends.
Wait, just a minute.
That didn't go well. Whoa! Thank you. Tip, tip, tip. Oh, she asked for tip. Wow. She asked for tip.
See? Only one word you can say.
Tip, tip, yeah. Only one word, tip.
Only one word you can know.
Thank you. Come on. Only one word. Tip, tip. She was lovely enough. Thank you. Come on so much. Bye bye. I love you. And there she goes. I think her son is in trouble. Because she didn't wanna, at first she didn't want to do this. Like she was like fuming. Her son should have been here on this boat. But we were fortunate. What was her name again?
Pho.
Pho. Oh yeah, Pho. Pho was helping us today. Where did she drop us off? Where are we now?
We go direct to the restaurant.
Oh.
So from here, we walk direct to the restaurant and having lunch because we have very late lunch today.
Which is also nice is that we have a driver as well. And he's waiting at the restaurant. He probably ate already because we have quite late lunch. Yeah, well organized, guys. We get driven around the north of Vietnam. Don't have to think about tickets, don't have to think about permits. It's all arranged. Hello, Xin chào. Thank you. I just finished lunch. They put way too much food on the table for just the one person. This restaurant is located in the middle of the limestone mountains in Nimh Binh. A pretty cool setup. They gave some goat meat for a change. Like it's been a while since I've had goat meat and this was actually quite a nice surprise. A salad, some chicken soup, honey chicken, spring rolls. And I'm gonna have to give you one advice. Whenever you come to Vietnam, you gotta have to get some mosquito repellent or something. I forgot mine coming from Thailand. Yeah, I gonna have to buy something whenever I'm in the position to, because while I was eating this lunch, I got bitten like 4 or 5 times. But other than that, guys, no complaints. So far, so amazing.
My guide arranged some bicycles so we could cycle for about an hour around this spectacular landscape. Yet again, it feels like a Disney movie, and showing some of the footage I made doesn't really do justice to this place, but this way you got an idea what you can roughly expect of Tam Coc in Vietnam.
Do I know where we are?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we just started here, didn't we?
Yes, it's the boat station over there.
Ah.
So we go back to the boat station.
Okay. Wait a second. Does that mean that this is the end of the day?
Yes.
Does it mean that this is the end of the video?
No.
We're gonna crack on a little bit longer, but we're gonna say goodbye to you. I want to ask you how we can book you and how we can book our tours from our home country to have a safe journey and a nice journey in Vietnam.
Alright, so very easy to contact with me. So we work for the company named Vietnam Escape Tour.
It's not only in the north of Vietnam,
it's
and they can arrange basically everything: hotels, tours, flights, you like literally anything.
Yeah, everything.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for you.
For about 40 USD, I'm staying in the Sun Tam Coc. This is a room with a double bed, king size. And I took this room because it was hard to find a room inside of the center with an amazing view, and I found it. It's right here. Good morning from Tam Coc in the north of Vietnam. Last night I explored the town to check out if it turns lively. Well, it does, just a little bit, nothing too crazy, but there are a few bars. The restaurant where you can order Western food. This was actually quite nice for me. I ate every meal of the day for already a while, only Vietnamese food. It was time for me to have a cheeseburger. There are several Italian restaurants which are offering wood oven pizzas. There was live music, and surprisingly enough, it was not very busy. This is probably because people come to Tam Coc only for day trips, like the majority are coming from Hanoi quickly because they're on holiday. So if you are on holiday, let's say for a 10 or 15 day holiday, then it is definitely possible to just do a day trip over here. But I recommend to stay at least one night so you can soak up the view, and especially in the mornings you can see the street vendors selling their meat, selling their fruits. You really get the feel of the town. The locals are actually keeping the engine running over here. Yes, it is very touristic, but this town is not only running on tourism. No, the people over here, I think there are like 100,000 people living inside and around this town. They are also keeping their economy thriving. Thank you all for watching till the very end.